Hey everyone, it's Kara here from Boho and I am super excited today. I know I feel like I say that every video, but this one I truly am because this is my first plan with me for quite a few months. I was gone on my attempt to hike the Appalachian Trail earlier this year, and I hadn't really filmed any videos since then. I did one update video last week, or I'm sorry, a couple of weeks ago. But this I feel like is my true return to what I love doing, which is coming on and just showing you my planning process. I did show you an overview in my last video of this whole journal that I just started. So if you're curious about this notebook, definitely check that out. I'll be showing a couple of pages in here while I'm working, but if you want the full overview of everything that's been going on in here, definitely check out that video. All right, so for this month's plan with me, it is going to be pretty simple. I'm still trying to keep things pretty minimal, trying to keep my planning relatively simplistic because I'm really just getting back into the swing of things right now, especially getting back into that work mode mentality after taking a few months off. So I'm trying to make things as easy on myself as possible and make that transition a little bit better. Just to give you a little bit of an overview of what's been going on with my planning in the last few weeks. Let's go back to, I think the last weekly spread that you saw was probably this one. This was right at the beginning of June, and I love this weekly layout. However, it was a little much for me. There was a lot going on, a lot of data that I was trying to track, and to be honest, it was all just a little overwhelming and not kind of the minimalist feel that I was going for. And, you know, I had a lot going on with my daughter being here over her summer break, and there really wasn't a lot of planning happening. So you can see here this week, I didn't finish filling it out. This second week here was June 10th through June 16th. I did some initial planning. I did follow up with my tracking on the right-hand side, but I didn't do a whole lot of day-to-day planning. However, transitioning to this more simplistic weekly spread was really good for me. I felt like it gave me the space that I needed if I wanted to plan out a ton of tasks for each day, but also allowed me to track some of the things that I was trying to keep track of in this type of weekly spread. All right, so that leads us to, blank spread, kind of blank spread. I was thinking about doing a really big intermittent fasting tracker. If you follow me over on Instagram, you know I started intermittent fasting on the 19th or 20th of June, actually the 20th. And I started that at the recommendation of my doctors, both my primary care manager and my OBGYN, to help with overall health issues and also some fertility things that I'm going through, namely PCOS. My plan was to keep track of it on one giant spread, but then I quickly realized that, you know, I actually wanted to keep track of it more on a weekly basis. So enter my current weekly spread, and I think this is the layout that I'm going to stick with for a little while because I really like it. I have my little mini calendar up at the top so I can see what week I'm in. I've got Monday through Sunday and then a little separate area for, I called it notes and musing. I don't know if I'm going to keep this area because obviously I haven't used it yet this week. I've been writing my little notes with the note symbol, the dash, right in my daily pages. So I haven't really been using this area. I think in the week prior, I actually used that area for next week. So that might be something I reincorporate. I'm not sure. I might find something else to do with this space. But I have my weather tracking right in my daily little boxes there. And then on the left-hand side is where I'm tracking my intermittent fasting. So right now they have me doing about a 3 to 6 hour eating window each day. And basically what that means is anytime outside of my window, I'm just drinking water. I can also have black coffee, but other than that, just water and coffee except for my eating window. And then I'm getting all of my calories during my eating window. So I normally open it with a small meal and then have a larger meal for dinner. I do want to say right now, I am not an expert on intermittent fasting. I am not a doctor. So please, if you are thinking of doing any sort of intermittent fasting or anything like that, or if this looks cool and you want to try it, definitely talk to your doctor first. I had heard about intermittent fasting for a long time, and I had read about the health benefits and researched it a lot, but it was really important to me because my focus right now is on improving my health. It was important to me to talk to my doctors first and make sure that this was something that could be a good fit for me, and also to make sure that I'm doing it safely. So, big caveat there, if intermittent fasting is something you're interested in, definitely do some research and talk to your doctors. Okay, that aside, I also have on the bottom left-hand side my level 10 focus for the week. I had talked about this in a previous video, but I'm basically taking one item from my level 10 life spread, which is this one right here, and I'm choosing that as my focus for the week. So far, since I've been doing this, actually the whole month of June, I've had wellness, number 7, as my main focus. It's the area of my life where I feel weakest right now, and I felt that putting that focus on my health and wellness every week was important to me. And it still is. It's going to be my focus at least for a few more weeks until I feel like I'm really making some good progress there. So I have that level 10 focus, and what I like to do is set some mini goals for each week. This week was 8 hours of sleep, 30 minutes of activity, and clean fasts. And clean fasts just means having nothing but water and black coffee, no sweeteners, no water flavoring, absolutely nothing except water and black coffee during my fasting periods. Then on the right-hand side, I have a little habit tracker. So I have wake by 6, 30 minutes of activity, 8 hours of sleep, no alcohol, 15-minute clean and tidy, and bed by 10. So I'm really trying to maintain that focus on getting the 8 hours of sleep, which is waking by 6, going to bed by 10, 30 minutes of activity, which is part of my level 10 focus as well, and then no alcohol. I've never really had a problem with alcohol. It's just I notice that my sleep is way off when I do drink. So I'm trying to keep track and see how that affects my sleep down here. And then 15 minutes clean and tidy, just trying to keep things nice and clean and organized around the house. And then on the bottom right, I have my sleep tracker. So this is where I'm highlighting the hours, the actual times that I'm asleep each night. I was doing really well most of the week, except for Monday night. I stayed up really late because I had to pick Mark up. He came home from a work trip. I didn't get to pick him up until like past midnight, so I was up until almost 2 a.m. And then last night, Mark and I actually stayed up pretty late. I got to bed about 1:30. So it's kind of neat to see that sleep in there. One big thing that's huge for me, which if you've watched my videos for a while now, you know that I'm a huge fan of naps. I used to nap all the time, and it was usually because I wasn't getting enough sleep at night, and then midday I would have my lunch and I would crash and I would need to take an hour nap in the middle of the day. Luckily I work from home and that's something that I was able to do, but I wanted to kind of get away from that. And one thing that I've noticed with intermittent fasting is that I'm not tired midday, which is really awesome. So I'm getting more sleep, not taking a nap during the day. I don't have that afternoon crash because I'm typically not eating until like 2 or 3. So kind of a win-win there, and I'm really happy about it. All right, so with all of that reviewed, I'm going to get into setting up for July. And again, it's not going to be anything super fancy, y'all. I'm just going to set up kind of a traditional bullet journal monthly spread on the left-hand side here. I do plan on doing kind of a highlights and memories page. That's something I used to do a long time ago, which I really liked. And I got away from doing it for a while, and it's something I kind of want to bring back. So let's get in to setting everything up. All right, y'all. So I told you it was going to be really, really simple this month. This is actually the only spread that I'm setting up in advance. And again, reason for that is I'm just trying to keep things as simple as possible. I want to be able to log things as they happen or as they're coming up on my monthly log. I want to be able to keep track of my highlights. So this is going to be kind of a hybrid between like memories, cool things that happen throughout the month, and things that I'm grateful for all month long. So this is going to serve kind of as memories and gratitude. And then I have a small section down here at the bottom for things that I want to make sure I make happen this month. So I have a few big things coming up. The digital planner course that I'm working on, the Boho meetup, which I'm going to be announcing the date for on Monday, and then doing one video per week here on YouTube. I really want to get back into the swing of things there, and a newsletter every Friday for my subscribers, and then one big home project, which is kind of a makeover of our downstairs like living and dining room area. I've been wanting to kind of rearrange furniture and switch things up down there. So that's one big thing I'm going to be working on the weekends. You will notice I did use some of my favorite Star and Moon Boho Berry washi tape. This has kind of a gold foil to it. I think it just matches really well with this journal. So I thought it would be really fun to use that this month. I don't use washi tape very often, but it's such a perfect match. I couldn't help myself. One huge announcement, which I'm going to share more on Instagram tomorrow, but we have found an extra case of the Star and Moon washi tape, which sold out super, super quickly. It was originally an exclusive in the December Boho Berry box last year, and we ordered extra so that we could do a limited edition release in the shop. And we thought we had sold out, but we actually have another case of them. So I'm going to be putting those in the shop tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on Instagram. I'll announce when those are live. I think we only have about 100 rolls. I think there's 100 in a case. So I'm going to post those tomorrow in the shop. I'm really, really excited because I love this washi tape and I had so many people asking me if we could bring it back. So it's going to be here for a limited time. As far as everything else, I am going to set up my weekly spread. Oh, look at that. I almost went over. It's close enough. I did want to fold over the washi so that I have almost like a little tab. I don't know if it's going to work, but oh yeah, you can totally see it there. Yeah, so that's my tab kind of for the start of July. I didn't want anything poking out, but I wanted to be able to easily flip to it. So I think that's going to work great. Tomorrow, Sunday, I am going to be doing my first ever Instagram live. I know I'm behind the times, y'all, but I'm going to be doing a live setup of my weekly spread for next week. And I'm planning on doing that at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll make sure I post that on Instagram for y'all so that you can follow along, but I'm really excited about that. It's going to be my first Instagram live, so I hope a bunch of you will join me, and I'm just going to set up my weekly spread for next week. One big thing that I kind of did off screen, I did it before I filmed this video, is I really like to, before I set up my monthly spread, I like to review my past month and review my goals. So one big thing for me was flipping back to my level 10 life spread and really kind of reviewing how I'm doing and what I want to be focusing on. I do this on a weekly basis as well, but I wanted to kind of review it on kind of the month of June as a whole. And I felt like I did really good considering that I was still recovering from injuries and wanted to spend as much quality time as possible with my daughter while she was here. I think I did pretty well focusing on my health, but I'm going to continue that with this month because I don't feel like I'm quite at the level that I want to be where I kind of have it on autopilot and I can focus on something else. I want to get that health and wellness aspect more kind of streamlined before I head into a different area. The other thing I really looked at was my professional and personal goals and tasks. This is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 spread that I talked about in my last video. And so I kind of took a look at especially some of these 4-month goals to see what I really want to work on in the month of July to keep moving forward on those things. And then the other one is taking a look at my health and wellness goals. So really reviewing my goal setting page here, kind of see what kind of progress I'm making. I'm only tracking my progress once a week as far as my weight goes, and then on the 1st and 15th of each month as far as my measurements go. So not a lot of data here yet, but I do know that I'm making good progress, which makes me very, very happy. So those are just some examples of things that I like to do to kind of review the month and how everything has gone for me. I think that's going to be it for today, y'all. I will have links to everything I used to set up this month down below. Really, really simple. I have the washi tape, which I'm going to put in the shop tomorrow, so keep an eye for that. I'll try to put a link once it goes live. I'll put it in this video for those of you watching this maybe tomorrow. I use the Tombow dual brush pen in 025 and Tombow mono drawing pen in 01. And then my notebook, I did kind of a mini review of it in my last video, but it's the Shine Bright journal from Chronicle Books. It does have a tinier dot grid, which is why I'm using a smaller pen than normal. Normally I use the 03, but with the tinier dot grid, I found that the 01 helps me to write a little bit smaller. So if you're curious about any of this, just head to the links in the description below. You'll get all the information there. I am going to close up for today and get on to enjoying this lovely Saturday with the hubby, and I will see you guys on Instagram Live tomorrow, and then for a brand new video next Friday. Bye, y'all.